Eddie Rodriguez, 1845 Linden Street. May I comment on anything regarding communications?
It's on the agenda. I'll accept it.
It's okay. Well, if I may make comment on this.
Go right ahead.
The rooming houses and the regulated rental unit occupancy. I'd like to make comment in reference to that. I would like to see these places more often than none inspected properly because of faulty wiring, and I'm not saying which houses, what location. All I'm saying is do a thorough inspection of these properties, and also there are some properties under resolutions. I'm not even going to go there. That way I don't pinpoint anybody. But there's something going on with some of these properties regarding, with all due respect, drug activity, blase, blase. Again, I'm not naming them. And again, faulty equipment. You know, how many people occupy these places day in and day out, way beyond. You know, some of these buildings are problematic. So I would like to see more inspections done. I don't know how many times a year these properties are inspected, but what I'm seeing is that for the sake of favoritism, and I'm not blaming any code inspector, I'm not saying that. But for the sake of favoritism, some of these properties are let go and passed. I don't want to see that anymore. I've gone into places with all due respect, and I just browsed, and I'm saying, wow, why was this place even passed? This is ridiculous. This has been over the years that this has been like this. I would like to see something done about it. It's funny how I see a lot of people, again I stress that, who live in some of these properties, way over the amount that should be listed. I thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment? Karen?
My name is Tony Sameo. I live at 1135 East 3rd Street in South Bethlehem. I am also a board member of the South Bethlehem Historical Society. I would like to speak about Silvex Road and name change. Obviously, Mr. Antalik's book that he held up was actually co-authored, and one of the co-authors felt that he was going to die. He actually had throat cancer, and at the time, he was going through a pretty serious personal issue, and the book got done. So when he says that there's meaning behind the book and trying to keep Bethlehem's history told, that is, in fact, true, more so than most people know. Being raised on the south side, I don't think I've ever seen anybody wandering around lost because they didn't know where College Road was or where a college might be found. I think there's plenty of signs. People know where Lehigh University is and Moravian and all the other amenities that the city offers. In conversation with people about why they wanted to change the name, it was to have more appeal, and that it was said during committee that spark plugs were bad for the environment. What do you think Bethlehem Steel was? Good? We built steel. That's what they did. That's what this town is about. That's the history. They also made pretty good spark plugs, and I think that should be kept. It is part of your history. Everybody has a story, and the city is everybody's story being told at once. So I would like you to consider not changing the street name.
Thank you. Any other comment? Now we'll move into the agenda. Old business. Members of council, old business. We'll move to communications. Communications 7A, Housing Community Development Planner, adjusting the 2011 CDBG program.
The memorandum advises that the city received notification last week that it was not awarded the HUD Planning Challenge Grant. It is requested that the budget be adjusted in the CDBG program to remove the line item and reduce the reprogram funds BEAR program by $60,000 for the upcoming fiscal year 2011.
This request, members want to discuss it, is on the agenda this evening under resolutions 11A. We'll move to 7B, City Solicitor, amending Article 1113, Food Code Regulations.
Attached is a proposed ordinance amending Article 1113 entitled Food Code Regulations for Council's agenda, review, and appropriate action.
Does either the Chair of Finance or CD want to discuss this in committee? No, Mr. Rep, no. It will be on the agenda for November 16. We'll move to 7C, City Solicitor, amending Article 1731, Inspections.
Attached is a proposed ordinance to amend Article 1731 entitled Inspections for Council's review and action.
Same question to the two chairs. Do you want it in committee? No? It will be on the November 16th agenda. 7D, City Solicitor, Article 1733, adoption of the 2009 ICC International Property Maintenance Code.
Attached is a proposed ordinance to adopt the 2009 ICC International Property Maintenance Code with additions, deletions, and modifications for Council's review and action.
Ms. Dolan, do you want to review this in the CD committee?
This is the, I'm sorry, you're on.
7D.
7D. No, that was something that was just done. It's perfunctory. It's required every year, so I don't see any need to.
Thank you. 7E, City Solicitor, amending Article 1735, rooming houses.
Attached is a proposed ordinance to amend Article 1735 entitled Rooming Houses for Council's review and action.
Same question to the two chairs?
Yes, I am interested in reviewing
Okay,
that, and the next one as well.
Okay, so I will refer 7E to committee for review. 7F, City Solicitor, amending Article 1739, the regulated rental unit occupancy.
Attached is a proposed ordinance amending Article 1739 entitled Regulated Rental Unit Occupancy for Council's review and action.
Chair will refer this to the CD committee for review. 7G, City Solicitor, use permit agreement for public property, Arts Quest, Chris Kindle Mark 2010, Peeps Fest 2010, Countdown in Downtown 2010.
Attached is a resolution for Council's consideration along with an associated use permit agreement for Council's review and action, and the use permit agreement will have an update.
And this is on the agenda for November 16th. 7H, Councilmember Evans, Main Street Park.
It is requested that a resolution be placed on a City Council agenda to transfer funds totaling $60,000 for the Main Street parking project. The transfers are proposed so that $60,000 for the Main Street parking project can be placed in the correct accounts as the funding, and the unprogrammed account does not currently include parking as an allowable use since the Recreational Facilities Fund is the revenue source. The transfers would allow funds to be used for the intended purpose of parking on Main Street.
Mr. Evans, this will be on the agenda for Council's review November 16th, but do you want to make any quick comments on this? What's your proposal?
I'll make a brief comment. The $60,000 is a wash of a transfer. I think it's to correct something we did back on September 7th, not to correct, but to place it in the right account. We, at that time, held $60,000 back from a transfer to the ice rink, and that transfer came from recreation fees. I didn't feel it was appropriate, or it's not appropriate that we use the funds from that account to, for the intended use, which was the will of council that night, which was to work on Main Street parking. So I'd like to put that 60 back to rec fees where it can be moved, transferred later to the ice rink, and 60,000 from the ice rink that came from Main Street parking back into a Main Street parking account. So it's moving 60 into the right spot. There's not anything. Main Street parking is still the intended purpose of the 60,000. It's just a matter of what account it came from on the night we made the original transfer.
Thank you, and we'll have it on the agenda for November 16th. If Council wants to have more discussion on it, we'll do it on November 16th. We'll go to reports. President of Council, Councilman appointment of Eric Evans to the Recreation Commission.
President Donchez appoints Eric R. Evans, 1955 Woodstown Road, Bethlehem, to membership on the Recreation Commission to fill the vacancy of Gene Belinsky, who resigned, effective until August 2014. The resolution to confirm is sponsored by David DiGiacinto and Jean Belinsky.
Comments? Please call the roll.
Mrs. Belinsky.
Aye.
Mr. DiGiacinto.
Aye.
Ms. Dolan.
Aye.
Mr. Evans.
Aye.
Mr. Mauer. Mr. Reynolds.
Aye.
Mr. Dykoff.
Aye. Thank you. Two announcements on public hearings. The third meeting of the public
Probably should
hearing.
have recused himself on that vote.
For The third meeting for Officer Nye will take place this Wednesday, November 10th, 6:30 in Town Hall. And the public hearing for Officer Leonard is scheduled on Wednesday, December 8th, 2010, 6 p.m. in Town Hall. Mr. Mayor?
I have no reports, Mr. President.
Thank you. Committee reports, Public Safety, Mr. DiGiacinto.
Okay, the Public Safety Committee met jointly with the Finance Committee this evening, Wednesday, November 3rd, 2010, at 6 p.m. in Town Hall. The Public Safety Committee considered the following: replacing Article 735, the emergency alarm systems and fees, and the Finance Committee considered separately the following: the fees associated with emergency alarm systems. Upon recommendation of the Finance Committee to adopt the fees, the Public Safety Committee recommended City Council adopt the ordinance replacing Article 735, emergency alarm systems and fees. The Public Safety Committee did not get to the discussion on a proposed lost and stolen gun reporting ordinance. The committee tabled the proposed ordinance, but allowed for public discussion for the record, and we'll take this up at a future date.
Thank you. We'll move to resolutions. Resolution 11A, approving the 2011 Action Plan CDBG and home programs. I ask the clerk to read Resolution 11A, please.
Whereas federal regulations require the city as a HUD entitlement community to prepare an annual action plan as part of their consolidated plan process. Whereas the city has prepared an action plan for the period January 1st, 2011 to December 31st, 2011, and made it available to the public. Now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Bethlehem that the action plan for the city for the period January 1st, 2011 to December 31st, 2011 is approved, and the mayor is authorized to provide the necessary assurances and certifications to HUD. Resolution 11A is sponsored by David DiGiacinto and Jean Belinsky.
Chair will accept the motion from Councilwoman
Yes,
Dolan.
as soon as I find it.
Is there a second?
Hold on. Oh, thank you. It was right here. It's right here. I just can't find it.
Second. Go ahead.
Before I make the motion, should I explain?
No, let's
Get the motion out. Okay.
Get on the
All
floor.
right, I make a motion to amend the 2011 CDBG program to
Wait.
remove.
Is
Yes.
there a second to this?
Oh, okay.
I'll second.
Mr. DiGiacinto, second. Continue, please.
Okay, the motion would remove the line item HUD Planning Challenge Grant in the amount of $60,000 and reduce the reprogram funds line item BEAR program by $60,000. This was as requested in Communication 7A, read into the record this evening. May I clarify?
I would like the clerk to call a roll on the amendment, and then if it passes, then we'll have discussion. Do you have a second? Mr. DiGiacinto?
But I'm just sorry, how would council folks know what, why we would be doing this? Unless I explain why. I mean, we're taking 60,000 out and then reducing.
Chair will.
I mean, it's a very easy thing.
Go ahead.
It's because we applied for, and correct me if I'm wrong, the city applied for a HUD Planning Challenge Grant in the amount of $60,000, but we didn't receive it. So because we don't have that revenue, we have to make the adjustment in what we're going to be able to fund under the 2011 CDBG program. So that's the reason for the move.
Thank you. So we do have a motion on the floor with a second. Please call the roll on the amendment.
Mrs. Belinsky.
Aye.
Mr. DiGiacinto.
Aye.
Ms. Dolan.
Aye.
Mr. Evans.
Aye.
Mr. Mauer.
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds.
Aye.
Mr. Dykoff.
Aye.
7-0.
Thank you. Discussion.